Have you confessed Jesus Christ as Lord of your life? Have you confessed Jesus Christ as Lord of your life? Newsflash, there's no other way to confess him. There's no other way to receive Jesus. Salvation is a confrontation and a recognition of who Jesus is, not who you want him to be. My fear for many is that we try to come to God on our terms rather than on his terms. And Jesus said, anyone who would receive me would lose his life, would pick up his cross, would die to himself that he might gain Christ. And the truth is, for many of us, we want the benefits of salvation. We want the benefits of following Christ without actually receiving him, confessing him as Lord. Many of us want to know that we're heaven bound, or that our sins are forgiven, or we're in good standing with God, or we can have the church and the spiritual things, and yet we want to hold on to so many other things that this world has to offer. If you have not confessed Jesus Christ as Lord of your life, then you have not been saved. Your life should no longer be your own. You are now a slave to Christ. And we see Saul on the road to Damascus, walking his way, walking his path. And he's stopped. He's confronted with the Lord. He confesses him as Lord. And he has no idea what to do anymore other than say, "What shall I do, Lord?" And he begins to follow what he says. That's what Christianity looks like. That's what salvation looks like in the life of someone who's actually confessed him as Lord. Not only do you lose your life, but to confess Jesus Christ as Lord is the first and foremost way to actually glorify God. I think so many people probably come to this church, you hear our statements that our mission is to glorify God and make disciples. You hear that a quality disciple is someone who glorifies, gathers, grows, and goes. But did you know that you cannot glorify the God of the universe unless you have confessed Jesus Christ as Lord of your life, as King of your life? You've given it all up so that you might follow Jesus. You've heard this verse before, 1 Corinthians 10:31. Saul later writes, whatever you do, whether you eat or drink, whatever you do, do it all to the glory of God. Why does Saul talk about eating and drinking in that verse? Because when Jesus is Lord of your life, even the most mundane things become about the glory of God. Even eating, drinking, what you eat, what you drink, what you listen to, what you do. All of those things become about the glory of God when you've given your life up to follow, to receive, to confess the lordship of Christ in your life. Have you confessed Jesus Christ as Lord of all? There's no other way to come to him.